who's the top 10 of 1998 from the WWF, WCW, and ECW? At number 10, the Road Dogg, Jesse James. No one expected when Jesse James and Billy Gunn joined forces that they would make an impact on the tag division, but they did. The New Age Outlaws were the tag team champions for a vast majority of the year. They had victories over LOD 2000, the New Midnight Express, Kane and Mankind, D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry, the Headbangers, and the Big Boss Man and Ken Shamrock. A great year for the duo. At number 9, The Rock. This was a big breakout year for The Rock. He had an incredible run as the Intercontinental Champion, engaging in a feud with Ken Shamrock for the first half of the year over the title. Then The Rock would dethrone Farouk as the leader of the Nation of Domination. But his biggest accomplishment would come at the Survivor Series when he would win a 14-man tournament to be crowned the World Champion. At number 8, the badass Billy Gunn. You can see number 10 for that reason. At number 7, Chris Jericho. Jericho started the year off as Cruiserweight Champion. He picked up huge wins over the likes of Rey Mysterio Jr., Juventud Guerrero, which was in a mask versus title match, Dean Malenko, and Prince Ikea. He'd lose it during the summer, but by the time Fall Brawl rolled around, he was a TV champion, a belt that he would hold until the end of the year. At number 6, Hawk. Many people thought that the Legion of Doom was washed up or over the hill by 1998, but Hawk and Animal would reinvent themselves as LOD 2000. They'd beat tag champions the New Age Outlaws, and then at WrestleMania 14 they would win a 15-team Battle Royal. They would also feud with and beat the DOA. However, towards the end of the year, Hawk would suffer from alcohol abuse, and it would ultimately end his run. But with an incredible three-quarter of a year, Hawk gets in the top 10. The reason Animal doesn't get mentioned is because as soon as Hawk was out and Draws was in, LOD never won again. This is Hawk's second appearance in the top 10, with his last one being in 1989. And it should be noted that he was ranked number 1 that year. At number 5, the Giant Killer, Little Spike Dudley. Alright, this one may seem a bit out there, but hear me out. Yes, there were a lot of greats in ECW at this time, but Little Spike Dudley was actually undefeated on pay-per-view during the entire year. Highlights include him and New Jack defeating the Dudley Boys and the Chair-Swinging Freaks in a three-way dance, headlining Heatwave teaming with the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer, beating the Dudley Boys in a Dudleyville street fight, and living up to the Giant Killer nickname, defeating Ulf Herman and Mabel in an impromptu handicap match. Spike has the heart of a warrior, and it got him into the top 10. At number 4, Goldberg. Goldberg was the man in WCW in 98. He remained undefeated up until the end of the year with a record of 173-1. Highlights include winning both the U.S. and World title, entering the NWO Invitational Battle Royal, which featured 4 NWO Hollywood and 4 NWO Wolfpack members, and winning it, and an epic clash with Diamond Dallas Page at Halloween Havoc. At number 3, Diamond Dallas Page. DDP started the year out as U.S. champion and was feuding with Raven and his flock. DDP and Raven would clash in a triple threat match, which also included Chris Benoit, a Raven's Rules match, and a Bowery Death match, with Page would win to end the feud. He then would have 2 high-profile main event matches. He teamed with basketball superstar Karl Malone in a losing effort against Hollywood Hogan and Dennis Rodman at Bash at the Beach. He then would team up with Jay Leno to defeat Hogan and Eric Bischoff at Road Wild. His war with the NWO would reignite as his team, that's Team WCW, would win the first ever 3-team War Games, with Diamond making the winning pin to earn a world title shot. He would also pick up a huge wins over Bret Hart, which was headlining World War III, and The Giant at Starrcade. This is DDP's second top 10 appearance. His first was back in '96. At number 2, Booker T. Booker T had a major breakout year and his first run as a single star. Booker instantly captured a TV title. In one night, he would defeat Rick Martel to recapture the title and then immediately face and defeat Perry Saturn. He would do it again at the Great American Bash when he would beat Chris Benoit to close out their Best of 7 series and then go on to beat Fit Finlay later that night for the TV title. He also picked up a win against Bret Hart. In fact, Booker T only lost one pay-per-view match all year, and that was the World War III Battle Royal. Not too shabby for a tag wrestler venturing out on his own for the very first time. This is Booker T's second appearance in the top 10. His first was back in 1995. And at number 1, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Stone Cold era has begun. Here are just a few of his highlights. Won the Royal Rumble. His team won the 8-man non-sanctioned tag match at No Way Out. Beat Shawn Michaels for the world title at WrestleMania. Beat Dude Love in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Him and Undertaker beat Kane and Mankind for the tag titles. Beat The Undertaker in the main event at SummerSlam. He beat Taker, Kane, and Mankind in a Fatal 4-Way. And then beat The Undertaker in a Buried Alive match. So yeah, Austin is obviously number 1. This is Austin's 4th time in the top 10, and he's up 1 spot from last year. So this is your top 10 of 1998.